That was bloody beautiful. Lovely compost heated shower. Well done. Right, well here we have a very small model of a compost that was inspired by a Frenchman called Jean Pan. And Jean Pan, who died in the early 80s, developed this 50-ton compost system that was 6 metres in diameter and 3 metres high. And inside of that he coiled some 200 metres of 2-inch diameter poly pipe, which came from a pipe from a cold feed, then went through the composting a spiral, and then went out into his house, and then there it was used for preheating water for cooking purposes, and also for hydronic heating in the house, going through a system of radiators and subfloor heating, etc. So very, very efficient system, utilising the passive heat that comes off the compost. In this case here, we've got here at Quail Springs a solar thermal setup. This solar thermal setup on the shower house here, two-room shower house, it doesn't have a tank, so you can only get a pretty short shower, and we've got a permaculture course that came here, so on the second day we made up this compost, which is about 2 cubic metres, so that we could all have a shower that lasted for longer than a minute, and that had a quick recharge time. So this one here, we found that we can get like a 5-minute shower out of the 400 foot of inch hose that's coiled inside of this, and that works out to be around about 40 gallons of water, so almost a oil barrel's worth of water, which is really great. And it's kept, in the first day when we've made the compost, it started off at 64 degrees Fahrenheit. By that evening it was up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the 2 weeks of the course, today's the last day, day 12 or 14 I think, we're still at around about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's stayed that for the whole time, night and day. And everyone's enjoyed some great showers, which has been fantastic. The other part of it with Jean Pan was that he, with his large model, he soaked compost for some 2 months in water, and then this was used infused inside of a steel drum, about a 100-gallon steel drum, inside of the compost, inside of the coil of water pipe, and that was designed to heat up and produce methane. We tried that experiment here, and but we didn't soak it for 2 months before, and it was only in a 20-litre bucket, so much smaller in volume. And that's then the reservoir of that is this car tyre tube. Again, inspired by Jean Pan, because he used the inner tubes of tyres, one connected to the other, to store the methane gas. That then went through a little compressor, air compressor, and then went into a storage vessel like a propane tank. And then he used that for not only powering, for making like cups of tea on the burner, but also for powering his car, which was very interesting. So that, to us, it hasn't worked. We don't know whether we've got a bit of a leak in there, or whether there is some process there that takes a bit longer, but it obviously hasn't worked. It does stink very badly when you open up the relief valve there, but there's no smell coming out of the compost, so maybe it just needs more time to produce the type of the volume of methane to make an impression there. Anyway, point is, we've developed something that's worked as a solution to our issues over the last 2 weeks. We've had about a 10-minute recharge, so there's 10 minutes of recharge between each shower, and everyone's getting a good 4 or 5 minute shower, which is about all you need anyway. and that's great. And a good example of each element performing many functions. And at the end of the day, we're going to have compost. What will be interesting now is to see whether this volume, which is substantially smaller than the 50 odd cubic metres that Jean-Pain made, it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. His model lasted for something like 18 months. My suspicion is that this will probably run out of steam in the next couple of weeks, but we'll keep you posted on that one.